Hey, I'm Sohan, one of the co-founders of Flint. Flint is an AI tutoring platform built for schools. Some of the top schools across the world use Flint to give students personalized learning with AI. In this video, I'm going to show you how that works. As a teacher, I can use Flint to design an AI tutor for my students to interact with. I can do that by clicking Create Tutor, and then by entering any learning objective. So here, let's say I'm a teacher teaching my students about World War II. I've put in that I want my students to understand the debate between the isolationists and the interventionists at the start of the war. I can provide that to the AI as a learning objective, and I can give the AI specific sources to pull from. So for example here, I've got this great article from the National World War II Museum that covers the debate between the isolationists and the interventionists. I can copy the link to this article, head back into Flint, and provide that as a source for the AI to pull from. Now, when I click Next, Flint will go through and think of a few different ways that I can help my students accomplish this learning objective. For example, I could choose this first option, where my students will engage in a simulated debate against the AI about isolationism versus interventionism at the start of World War II. Once I click Next, Flint will go through and set this AI tutor up for me. This means that it did all the prompt engineering automatically for me, making sure that it'll interact with my students appropriately without giving away the answer. As a teacher, I can try out this interaction myself, and when I'm happy with it, I can click Create, copy the link, and send that to my students. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like once my students interact with this AI tutor. So for example here, in the bottom left corner, I can see all the sessions that each of my students had with this AI tutor. I can click on Jacob's session, for example, and I can scroll through and view the entire transcript of his conversation with the AI tutor. And on the right-hand side, I can actually see a summary of how he did. So for example, I can see what Jacob's strengths were, and I can click on each of these strengths and see exactly where he showed them. Or I can click on his areas of improvement to see exactly where he could have improved. This information is also summarized for me at a class-wide level as well. So on the left-hand side, if I expand Tutor Analytics, I can see how my class overall did. I can click on each of these strengths and see which students showed these strengths, and I can click on any area of improvement to see exactly which students might need extra help. Now this has been a history example, but Flint works across any subject. So here, I've got an AI tutor that specializes in math. The teacher that set this up designed it to give students practice in solving SAT math problems. The student can copy this problem, open up Flint's built-in equation editor, and show their work, where they can easily type in fractions or exponents. But because the AI on Flint has vision capability, the student can also click the camera button, like I did here, hold up a piece of their work, and ask the AI, hey, am I showing my work correctly? The AI was able to process the picture that I took and confirm that I showed each of my steps correctly and that I arrived at the correct answer. Flint uses a proprietary calculator similar to Wolfram Alpha under the hood, meaning that it's always accurate at math, unlike most large language models. And it can do more than just check your work. So for example here, when I asked the AI, hey, I'm struggling to visualize this problem, can you graph it for me? It was able to do that. As you can see here, the AI was able to graph that quadratic function and show me exactly where it intercepted with the x-axis. Another really popular use case of Flint has been in world languages. So for example here, I've got a conversational AI tutor that's speaking to the student entirely in French. If I look at the setup for this AI tutor, we can see that the teacher put in that students should be able to order food in a restaurant in French. Then the teacher uploaded an example French menu. And they set the speaking level as ACTFL Intermediate. When I go into the student experience, I can actually click Listen and hear the AI speak to me in French.
Bonjour, bienvenue au restaurant. Comment puis-je vous aider à commander aujourd'hui?
And as a student, I can respond back to the AI in French, and the AI will transcribe what I say. So I can say something like, je ne sais pas, je voudrais une baguette, s'il vous plaît. So even if I speak in very mediocre French, the AI will do a pretty good job transcribing what I say, and will respond back to me, pulling specific items from the menu that the teacher uploaded. The best part of this is the teacher can actually go back, click listen, and hear exactly what the student said. So all the voice recordings are automatically stored for the teacher to go back and listen to. Another subject that Flint is popular in is computer science. So for example here, we can see an AI tutor that gives students practice problems in Java, where students have to write if-else statements to demonstrate their programming skills. To start off, the AI gave me a coding problem, and as a student, I can click Flint's built-in code editor, type in my code, and send it back and forth to the AI to get feedback and to show my work. So as you can see, I gave the AI some code as I was writing it. It gave me some feedback on how I could improve, and once I gave it my full solution, it actually did a code review, gave me a score, and told me exactly where I can improve. So everything I've shown so far has been back and forth conversations between the AI and the student. But if you're an English teacher, you can use Flint to give your students feedback on long-form writing as well. So in this AI tutor, the interface is pretty different. It's almost like Google Docs, where students have a space to put in their writing and ask the AI for feedback. In this case, I designed this AI tutor by pulling in the AP Lit scoring rubric guide and telling the AI that I want to give students feedback on their poetry analysis. I then provided this prompt, which is displayed to the student, and my students can go in, paste in their essay from a different platform or write it directly in Flint, and ask the AI for feedback. So here I selected this sentence and asked the AI, hey, is this a good thesis statement? And as you can see, it's able to give me feedback perfectly tailored based on the AP rubric. Now this has been a pretty advanced example. If you're teaching younger students and just want something engaging, we have an AI image generation feature that might do the trick. So for example here, I set up an AI tutor that's suitable to elementary and middle schoolers, where students go through and play a version of the Oregon Trail. The teacher in this case uploaded the rule set from the original Oregon Trail game, and students get to go through different rounds and decide exactly what actions they would take as if they were out west. So for example here, as a student, when they say, I want to play the medicine card, the AI will actually generate images for them to walk them through that interactive story and teach them about westward expansion in the process. If you're a teacher getting started with Flint, you can always create your own tutors like I did earlier with that interventionist versus isolationist example. Or you can easily search for templates made and shared by other teachers in our community. So for example, if I go to the homepage and type in a subject or a topic, let's say I'm a Spanish teacher, I can easily see great AI tutor templates that other teachers have made and shared. So for example, I can see this tried and tested template that Sebastian shared, click on it, and easily use this with my students. And if you're a school looking to partner with Flint to give your students and teachers access to the latest AI, we also have an AI chatbot that any user at your school can use. It's tucked away here in the bottom right corner. Just like any of the other AI tutors I showed you, this chatbot is powered by the latest AI models, can generate images, understand images, and even create graphs. It's perfect to give your students extra academic support in any topic where the AI will help them without giving away the answer, or for teachers to use to save time, like in creating rubrics, lesson plans, or IEPs. And as a school administrator, you can be assured that all this data is kept private and not used to train AI models, and that you have full visibility into how users at your school are using this chat, including being able to see suspicious messages that are flagged for review. If you're interested in bringing Flint to your school, reach out to us. We'd love to set you up with a free trial. Thanks.